For Access Exercise 11, we will be putting all our skills together, and we're going to make a new database, create a table, create a form, create two queries, create two reports, and then we will export those two reports to Word and create a report in Word that will show which customers have and have not paid their accounts. So to do this exercise, the first thing you have to do is make a brand new database. So click File, New, Blank Database, and please save this database either in your 3.5 floppy disk or your removable disk. And we will call this database exercise 11. Okay, then click Create. Now, the very first thing we have to do is we have to make a new table. So click Table, New, and select Design View, and click OK. In the Design View, you're going to have to enter in 4 fields. Customer ID, which is auto number, and we will also assign it as the primary key. We will also have last name as text, first name as text, and we're going to have one last field called account paid. And for the data type, please select yes or no. Okay, so just make sure that your table is designed with all 4 of these fields, and make sure you choose the correct data type for each of these fields. When you're finished, you can click File, Save, and please call this table the Account Paid table. So that's the name we'll use. Click OK. And that means we're finished part 1 of this exercise. We're then going to make a form. So now that we made the table, select Form, New, Form Wizard, OK. And for the form, we're going to use all the fields except customer ID. So select the last name, first name, and account paid. Then click Next. Please choose the tabular style layout. It's up to you, but for this exercise, choose tabular. Click Next. And then for the style, you can pick any one you want, but they all do the same thing. So perhaps I will use industrial. Then you can click Finish, and your computer will present you with a form. So at this point, please look at exercise 11 sample A and type in the information. Now, if the customer has paid, check off the box. If the customer has not paid, leave the box unchecked. So one by one, just enter in the names you see in the sample. When you're finished entering in all the names, your form should look similar to exercise 11 sample A. Make sure you typed in your own last name and first name in the last entry. When you're finished, you can just close this form, and the computer will remember all the data you've typed in. So you're now finished part 2 of exercise 11. Part 3 requires that you make 2 queries. So click the Query tab, click New, and select Simple Query Wizard, and click OK. Now, pay very careful attention to what I'm about to show you. Okay, because take a look up here. In the Tables Queries box, make sure it says Table Account Paid. Right now, you only have one option. Okay, and in this section, below, please select all fields, okay, including customer ID. Then click Next, Next, and for the name, this first query, we will call it account paid query. Click Finish. And you'll notice that the computer provides us with a query that has 6 names. Please close this one. We will right away make another query. Click New, Simple Query Wizard, click OK, and notice that in the Tables Queries box, it selected the query we just made a second ago. But this is where most students make a mistake. We have to click and select the table as the source of our data. So make sure you click the down arrow and choose Table Account Paid. Again, the fields, we will need all the fields. Click Next, Next, and this time around, change the name to Account Not Paid Query. Then click Finish. And the computer will make a second query called Account Not Paid, and again it shows 6 names. Okay, I will close this. I will select the account paid query, which has currently 6 names, and I will select Design View, and in the account paid column, in the criteria row, right here, I will type in yes, because I want the computer to show only those customers that have paid. I will close this, and the computer will say, do you want to save changes to the design of query account paid query? Click yes. Now, I'll open this query we just modified in Design View, and it shows only the 4 customers that paid. So that's pretty good. Close this, select Accounts Not Paid Query, select Design View, and this time in the Account Paid column, in the criteria row, type No. Close this, and it will ask you, do you want to save changes to the design of query account not paid query? Click yes. Okay, so I'm going to open up the account not paid query. How many names do you think this query will have on its list? If you answer 2, you're correct. Only 2 people have not paid. So we started off by making 2 queries that were identical, but in the design view, we made one of them show the ones that paid, and another to show the ones that did not pay. So there are 4 people that have paid, and then there are 2 people that have not paid. You can see that these 2 queries are now open. 2 that haven't paid, 4 that have. I'll close these queries, and we are now finished part 3. Select the Reports tab, and we are going to make 2 reports based on our query. So click New, select Report Wizard, click OK, and in the Tables Queries box, for one of them, we are going to select Query Account Paid Query, and include all fields except the Account Paid field. So customer ID we want, first name we want, and last name. So you should have customer ID, last name, and first name. Leave the Account Paid field. At this point, you can just click Finish, and your computer should produce a report that looks like exercise 11 sample B. Okay, exercise 11 sample B. The overall style might look a little bit different, but you should have in your report the 4 people that have paid. Close this report, go back to report, new, report wizard, okay, and we're going to make a second report based on the account not paid query. Again, we want customer ID, last name, and first name. Do not include account paid. And select finish. And your computer should produce a second report with 2 people that have not paid. And your report should look similar to exercise 11 sample C. So we are now finished part 4. Close the report, and we're going to now export the reports to Microsoft Word. So click the accounts paid query report, accounts paid query, and click File, Export, and we are going to export this query either to our 3.5 floppy disk or removable disk. I'm going to export it to my removable disk, and I'm going to call this accounts paid, and I'm going to save this as type rich text format. Okay, so this is the accounts paid query report. We're going to export it as rich text, and I will click export. And it doesn't seem like anything's happened, but you have to trust that it has done this. Now select the account not paid query, click File, Export, and again we'll export it to either the 3.5 floppy or the removable disk, and we will call this account not paid, and we will again export it as rich text format, and click export, and it should have exported this. At this point, if you want, you can close the database, and you can open up Microsoft Word. Okay, and you're going to have to open up the 2 files you exported. So click File, Open, and look in your removable disk, and open the file called accounts paid. Select that, click Open, and you'll see you've got the accounts paid query. And if you go to File, Open, and open up the accounts not paid that you exported, you'll have 2 documents. Okay, now at this point you actually have 2 documents open, and one of them is the accounts paid and the other one is the accounts not paid. So what I'd like you to do is make sure you've got the accounts paid report open, highlight the data, go up to edit and copy, and then switch over to the accounts not paid report, and click below the accounts not paid data, place the cursor there, select edit, and paste. So now you've cut and paste one report into another, and your document in Word should look similar to exercise 11 sample D. If you want, you can delete some of the words because the word query doesn't show up in the sample book, but you are more or less finished. Now this document, right now, the file name should be accounts not paid, but I'd like you to click File, Save As, and in your 3.5 floppy disk or your removable disk, I'd like you to name this document exercise 11 so I can find it easily and mark it. Okay, so click Save, and you're finished.